So you want to know whether Dollywood or Silver Dollar City is more worth your hard-earned time and money? Then let's get started. First comparison which will be between Wild Eagle at Dollywood and Wildfire at Silver Dollar City. Now both these B&M loopers are great rides, and they both aren't the most intense ride out there, though Wildfire is the more intense ride, and it also has the better setting, which is freaking one of the best settings of any roller coaster out there. While the pros of Wild Eagle are that it's definitely a more unique riding experience, being on both sides of the track instead of just above it, and also Wild Eagle does have a kick butt soundtrack being made by Dolly Parton herself, but because I personally value intensity over a unique riding experience, that's why I will be giving Wildfire 2 points for Silver Dollar City, making Silver Dollar City be in the lead over Dollywood. Now let's compare two of the park's family coasters, that being Fire Chaser Express at Dollywood and Thunderation at Silver Dollar City. Now both these rides are very good family coasters and will please their audience very well, but I do think Fire Chaser Express is better than Thunderation. That being, for one, Thunderation is the rougher attraction, so it won't be as comfortable as Fire Chaser Express. The pros with Thunderation are that it is a longer ride, but it does have a decently long lift hill in the middle that does kind of split up the action, and that is kind of a con. Plus, with Fire Chaser Express, it does go backwards, so that definitely does add to the thrills for a family coaster, and plus, it is a lot more forceful than you would expect considering the stats and speed of the ride. So that's why I will be giving Dollywood an extra 2 points for Fire Chaser Express, making the score tied between both parks. Both of the park's kiddie coasters, that being Whistlepunk Chaser at Dollywood and Grand Exposition Coaster at Silver Dollar City. Now this isn't really much of a comparison at all, as both these rides are identical, so that's why I will be giving both parks an extra point for their kiddie coasters. Both parks' indoor roller coasters, that being Blazing Fury at Dollywood and Fire in the Hole at Silver Dollar City. Now both these rides aren't very high on the thrills, being focused more on the dark ride portion than the roller coaster portion, but Blazing Fury does have like a solid 2 drops in the dark that will surprise you if you don't know they're coming. And similar thing with Fire in the Hole, and I think Fire in the Hole does have a bigger drop, at least that's what it felt like from my experiences. And the one pro with Fire in the Hole that was sadly removed with Blazing Fury is Fire in the Hole does have a splashdown while Blazing Fury doesn't. So because that splashdown does add a bit more uniqueness to the ride, that's why I will be giving Silver Dollar City an extra point for Fire in the Hole. Both parks' best roller coasters, that being Lightning Rod at Dollywood and Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. Now both these rides are incredible, and they're actually very similar, with both being focused on strong airtime and steep drops, and plus they're out in the woods, which they both deliver great night rides. But to me, I think I slightly prefer Lightning Rod just because of its stronger airtime, and even though Outlaw Run does have more variety with its inversions, as all 3 inversions are very good, but the problem with Outlaw Run is it is a short ride, and I'm not saying that Lightning Rod is that long, because it's not a heck of a lot longer, but Lightning Rod is longer than Outlaw Run, plus I think the airtime is stronger, so that's why I will be giving Lightning Rod an extra 3 points, making Dollywood in the lead 6-4. So now for Dollywood's unique coasters that Silver Dollar City just can't compete with. For one, I will be giving 2 points to Thunderhead, which is the park's GCI wooden coaster and definitely their second best coaster in the park. And then I will be giving 1 point for both Dragonflyer and Mystery Mine, which Dragonflyer is their family inverted coaster, and then Mystery Mine is their well-themed Eurofighter that isn't the most comfortable, but it is a solid ride in of itself. And then I will be giving another 2 points for Tennessee Tornado, which is the park's older but still great aero looping coaster. And adding all that up, That will make the score 12-4, Dollywood in the lead. Okay, so now for Silver Dollar City's unique roller coasters that Dollywood just can't compete with. The first being Time Traveler, which I will be giving 3 points for, which Time Traveler is a spinning coaster with launches, inversions, and a 90-degree drop out of the station, which in the back row is pretty incredible. And then you also have Powder Keg, which is the park's launch coaster that features some decent airtime plus a punchy launch, and for that I will be giving them an extra 2 points for, making the score 12-9, still in Dollywood's favor. So now let's look at Dollywood's flat rides. The first being Dropline, which is the park's drop tower that delivers incredible views of the Smoky Mountains, some of the best you'll ever get, and also has a pretty good final drop with some decent punch to it. And for that, I'll be giving Dollywood an extra 1 point. And then you also have Barnstormer, which is the park's pendulum ride that also gives some decent airtime, which I will be giving another point for, making Dollywood in the lead 14-9. Now for Silver Dollar City's flat rides. The first being the Giant Barn Swing, which is a pendulum ride that delivers some pretty good airtime, which I will be giving Silver Dollar City an extra point for. Then you also have the park's drop tower, Firefall, which is a solid drop tower that launches you to the top and then bounces you and then drops you back down, which I will be giving an additional point for, making Dollywood still in the lead 14-11. Compare the shows at Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. Now both Dollywood and Silver Dollar City have very similar shows with an emphasis on singing, dancing, and Southern gospel music along with country music. Even though their shows are similar, I do think Silver Dollar City does have the better variety, as Silver Dollar City also has some comedy shows that Dollywood just can't compete with, so that's why I will be giving Silver Dollar City an extra point for their shows. Results are Dollywood wins 14-12. Now as you see, this was a very close matchup between Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. And I mean, that makes sense because both Dollywood and Silver Dollar City are incredible parks that are 100% worth visiting. But the reason why Dollywood ended up victorious is mainly because of their variety, as they have more major attractions to do than Silver Dollar City. Now, this is despite the fact that Silver Dollar City might have less major attractions, but they're generally better than Dollywood's. Just because like Dollywood has like 2 attractions, Tennessee Tornado and Mystery Mine, that aren't the best. Like Tennessee Tornado is pretty good, but Mystery Mine needs some help. So that's why Dollywood came out victorious 14-12.